Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we will discuss about the difference between DBMS and RDBMS. This is the most important topic or most important question related to your interview. Okay, whenever you go for the interview, interviewer definitely ask the first question is the give me the difference between DBMS and RDBMS. At that time, many students stuck and remembering the points related to DBMS and RDBMS. So that's why we are here to represent the graphical representation in simple words, the difference between DBMS and RDBMS. So without wasting time, we will go with the DBMS. Okay, so first of all, we discuss about the DBMS. What is DBMS and all these things? Okay, DBMS. Okay, what is the long form of the DBMS? That everyone knows that DBMS means database management system. Okay, and we got the first point. What is the first point of the DBMS? The DBMS has used to maintain and manage the database. Okay, it is used to manage and maintain the database. Okay, we got the first point related to DBMS. Okay, then we will go for the graphical representation of the DBMS. Okay, so here I draw the first database diagram. Anyone knows why this symbol is used for the database? Then please comment why it is used. Okay, after that we will draw one line. Okay, this is the database and this is the DBMS. Okay, DBMS. Already we got the first point, which is the DBMS used for the maintain and manage the database, and the second point, the DBMS provide the two features. Okay, the two features, the first feature is the security, and the second feature which is authorization. Okay, and we got the second point, which is the DBMS provide the two feature. The first one is security and second one is authorization. Okay, then what is mean by security? In simple words, whenever you want to log in your Instagram account, log in your Amazon account, log in your Facebook account, at that time we will give the credentials that these are your username and your password. This username and password nothing but a security. Okay, and what is mean by authorization? Authorization is nothing but whenever you give your credentials like username and password and touch to the login button, at that time you got one OTP. That OTP is nothing but authorization. Okay, so we got the successfully 2 points related to DBMS. And the third most important point, which is in DBMS we store the data. In DBMS we store the data in the file format. Okay, in DBMS we store the data in the file format. This is the most important point, file format. Okay, the third point, which is the in DBMS we store the data in the file format, and the last point, which is for the DBMS, we use the query language to communicate with DBMS. Okay, we want to communicate with this DBMS, so for that we use the query language. Which language? Query language. We use the query language to communicate with DBMS. Okay, so we got the successfully 4 points and using this graphical representation. The first point, which is DBMS, it is used to maintain and manage the database. The second point, the DBMS provide the two features. The first one is security and second one is authorization. The third point, in DBMS the data is stored in the file format, and the last point, we use the query language to communicate with DBMS. This is the last point. Okay, so after that we go for the RDBMS. What is mean by RDBMS? RDBMS, and the long form of the RDBMS is a relational database management system. Okay, the long form of the RDBMS is a relational database management system, and we got the first point, which is RDBMS is a software which is used to maintain and manage the database. It is used to maintain and manage the database. Okay, what is the first point related to RDBMS? The RDBMS is a software which is used to maintain and manage the database. Okay, same thing we will do here. Like, we draw the one database diagram. This is our database, and after that we draw this box which is RDBMS. Okay, this is our database, and this is our RDBMS. Okay, so here we got the first point already, and the second point, same thing. The RDBMS provides also two features. Which two features? The first one is the security, and the second one is the authorization. Okay, the security is the same. We provide the credentials like username and password, and authorization is the same, which will authenticate our credentials. Okay, this is the second point related to RDBMS. And the third point, which is most important, which is in RDBMS we store the data in the table format. Okay, in the table format. Okay, we store the data in RDBMS is in the table format. This is our third point related to RDBMS. And the fourth point, here in DBMS if you want to communicate DBMS, we want the query language, and in RDBMS we communicate with RDBMS using the structured query language. This is nothing but SQL. Okay, there are the 4 points related to RDBMS. The first one is RDBMS, it is a software, it is used to maintain and manage the database. The second point, RDBMS provide the two features. First one is security and second one is authorization. The third important point, which is in RDBMS we store the data in the form of table. And the last point, we use the structured query language to communicate with the RDBMS. This is the difference between RDBMS and DBMS. Whenever you want to explain what is RDBMS and DBMS, then you explain using this graphical representation. So that's all about difference between RDBMS and DBMS. And if you want structured SQL programming language course, then you definitely contact me. Thank you for watching, and we will meet in next video.